To paraphrase Charles Montesquieu, the principle of the Republican state is virtue, and he wrote, "Equality does not imply that everybody should command, or that no one should be commanded, but that we obey or command our equals. It endeavors not to shake off the authority of a master, but that its masters should be none but its equals. Lastly, there reigned an implacable hatred in the breasts of the Greeks against those who subverted a republican government, and for this reason anarchy degenerated into annihilation instead of being changed into tyranny." I wanted to throw in that last quote because I thought it was metal. Welcome back. This is The Average, and here's my very surface level review of Charles Montesquieu's Spirit of Laws, published in 1748, a little under 20 years before the American Revolution. I will mostly read his quotes and let them speak for themselves. Democracy needs virtue, not indolence or impotence. When the body of the people is possessed of the supreme power, it is called democracy. When the supreme power is lodged in the hands of a part of the people, it is then an aristocracy. So to anyone listening, if you live under a republic or a democracy, stay active and informed even if you don't know much. Your own sense of fairness will guide you. There can be no exercise of sovereignty but by their suffrages. The people's suffrages ought doubtless to be public, and this should be considered as a fundamental law of democracy. The suffrage by lot is a method of electing that offends no one, but animates each citizen with the pleasing hope of serving his country. Yet as this method is in itself defective, it has been the endeavor of the most eminent legislator to regulate and amend it. So suffrage means the ability to vote, and it's a scary thought that people will mess with the ability to vote, as is alleged in the 2020 USA election. Voting allows you a choice in what rules others try to make you follow. So I've had toxic bosses who love to make up dumb rules to follow at work, so imagine these types of people in governing roles. Moving on. The people in whom the supreme power resides ought to have the management of everything within their reach. That which exceeds their abilities must be conducted by their ministers, but they cannot properly be said to have their ministers without the power of nominating them. It is therefore a fundamental maxim in this government that the people should choose their ministers. So I think this means that one of the values of the republic is the ability of any citizen to reach that job in government, as opposed to only a select few. And if this is not possible, then there is the power to vote for a representative. It is in a republican government that the whole power of education is required. This virtue may be defined as the love of the laws and of our country. Now, a government is like everything else. To preserve it, we must love it. This is a powerful message. Educate yourself to learn to love, and in this case, laws and government. And as a warning to any government, if you want to be preserved, be worthy of love. I think at this point it would be appropriate to associate a republic with love, virtue, education, and the ability to vote. Let this be, therefore, a general maxim, that in a Senate designed to be a rule, and the depository, as it were, of manners, the members ought to be chosen for life. In a Senate intended for the administration of affairs, the members may be changed. That's very important that the members may be voted out. We have observed that in a republic where riches are equally divided, there can be no such thing as luxury, and as we have shown, that this equal distribution constitutes the excellence of a republican government. Hence it follows that the less luxury there is in a republic, the more it is perfect. There was none among the old Romans, none among the Lacedaemonians, and in republics where this equality is not quite lost, the spirit of commerce, industry, and virtue renders every man able and willing to live on his own property, and consequently prevents the growth of luxury. So I think this is an important concept of a republic, that anyone has access to equality, commerce, industry, and virtue. I think he's defining that access as a luxury, which is a crazy thing to think about. Almost like since Americans, we have access to these luxuries, meaning there are or were systems meant to deny access. So in a republic, we are encouraged to be active and indolent, or not indolent. Citizens are encouraged to be virtuous. We can vote and we can start a business because we are given access to industry, commerce, and equality. So let's end things here and pick up in part 2, Corruption of a Republic. Thank you for listening.